Yeah, which is why I'm a little person.
Scott's also a little person.
That's why my wife's 4'11". It makes me feel good.
So hey, enough about
Like,
Scott's
I'm
wife height.
I'm a big person now. In my house, I'm the biggest. Nope. Nope, Eric lives
Scott's
downstairs.
family is just freakishly tall. They got some
It's
giant
obnoxious.
blood in those genes. So,
Hey.
let me whisk you away. Then move the camera.
Oh,
and
God,
then roll some initiatives.
How many of them?
Well, for you, technically two. For you, technically two.
What is up with my... Suddenly I'm rolling well on initiative.
Which is better than the norm.
You know
Yeah.
why? You touched me this session.
Apparently, yeah.
Who are we missing? Haven.
Neil, emotionally.
Yeah, I'm trying to. My computer's just being screwy.
Oh, that's okay. That's
You
okay.
did
It can be
touch me.
screwy.
With your
Now
son.
I'm there. Now he's trying to find me. Click and
Got
touch.
a new grin. No, it was good. I enjoyed.
Good, thank you.
So, as you are, as you notice that, you notice them starting to crawl up on the rocks and rise up on the shore. You see this. You see this pile of bones, and it moves with unnatural speed, just starting to it doesn't even necessarily climb up the edge. It's almost like it's the like an ooze. It almost like launches like a ball and then grapples onto the edge. Some of it sort of spiraling off, but parts never really falling. If they fall for a moment, they are almost sucked back in or caught by other arms. And as this mass of bones starts to sort of encompass around you, Haven, arms grabbing, pulling you in, you notice that there's a good deal of orcish bones, as you've known to see in this area with their large tusks, and just they've got bigger, huskier bones. Some are maybe elven. It's very hard to tell the difference between elven and other similar humans. And there's even some of like animals, of sea creatures. It's just a horrible cacophony. And if you weren't such a hardened warrior as you are, you would probably be terrified of it. It immediately sort of starts grabbing at you, pulling you into it ever so slightly. And let me check what it wants to do. It is going to attack you. Haven, what's your AC?
But I go first. 16.
It hits a 16. I need another D8. Okay.
But I go first.
He's so used to it. I was surprised this thing rolled really well. But then, you know, it's got no meat hanging it down. It's pretty fast.
You need meat to go fast.
Not when you're a pile of bones.
That makes sense why I'm so slow. So much meat weighing
So,
me down.
so much meat.
He's got a really big.
I like meat.
So it deals 28 bludgeoning damage to you, as it's just sort of like every single one of the arms just either grabs you or bites you, or you're just pulled into. And it's a mixture of bludgeoning and piercing, but for ease, it's just we're gonna say bludgeoning
Oh
because
my
it's sort of
God.
like some like ribs like skewer into you. They just pull you into the mass in the middle. I find this melody.
Now, the way you described this, the water's not very deep, is it?
Oh no, it's very deep.
Oh, it is deep. Okay.
This is a very tall. When it's sort of not spread out like it is, it's very tall.
Okay. So
This is sort of a for preface. It's almost probably a 7 to 10 depending on the waves that drop to the water,
Oh, right,
and then it's one of those things where you know below the water there are sharp rocks. You aren't splashing into the water. You are jumping into rocks.
So now I know what a squid is. Can I summon a large squid using conjure animals and give Ollie more work?
Huh.
I want to
You've
see-
never seen a legendary squid, though.
Yeah, I need to check whether you've seen a regular squid or a large squid.
Yeah, I don't know what squid that was that was up in the.
Well, and if there are squids in here, which
There are. I don't know whether or not it's like feasible, but
yeah, I mean, we might just say it's an octopus.
I'm completely okay with
No,
that.
there
I
are-
want to
there
use.
are
I don't want to
squids.
be the druid that just uses wild shape with one thing.
I mean,
I
you're not
want-
even using wild shape.
Yeah, I know, but it's the same principle.
Yeah. I mean,
Squids
it
are
can
not
be
in-
a squid that is actually an octopus. The giant octopus, not a small one.
Sure.
Which I know is a thing.
What
Giant
CR
octopus
is that?
actually be.
I'm looking at it. That is a CR1.
In that case, I get 2 giant octopus.
Holy moly, you can get 2 of them?
I can get 2 of them.
We should all just be Circle of the Shepherd Druids. That's
She's
OP.
not even Circle of the Shepherd. This is just a
Really?
spell.
Oh my
It's a
god.
spell.
We should all be Circle
But
of the
what, the
Shepherd.
one thing is that it will get less useful at higher levels because it's like set. There isn't really a higher. Well,
But a Circle of the Shepherd, you buff them according to your.
oh yeah, that would be.
Give them more hit dice.
That said, I mean, with like a 9th level spell slot, I could summon 4 challenge rating 2 things. So
Which probably isn't that impressive considering what you're against. At
no,
that point,
it
I
would be they would be good cannon fodder, but
This'll
that would
do.
be about it.
And they are large creatures, so you spawn it behind it.
Yep. I'm just having 2 octopus just holding it
Sorry, I
like
took a
in the
little
water, just like.
Yeah, I mean, I'm fairly sure they have like a cool ass grapple attack that they're gonna do. So,
I'm sorry, that looks like a quadrupus.
look, they're squids. And
Just
then,
saying.
anything else you want to do movement wise?
Not really. I want to see how else it will move, really. So I'll stay where I am. Actually, I'll take a couple of steps towards it. But
Oh, for some reason I thought you were where Gilwyn was. But yeah, no, absolutely. Haven, it is surrounding you.
You're between a bone and a bone.
Yeah, it hurt. It hurt a little bit, you know.
A little
It
bit,
sucked.
just a teeny tiny.
Just a smidge. All right, well, you know, let's fucking stay up. Well, that saved me from a 1.
Yeah.
better thank the squids later.
Of course, it's bones, and this is a piercing weapon. So once
Yes,
it's-
I was gonna say your pike does very little.
Yeah, the magic portion, the 4 would be normal, but
Yes.
the pike would be hurting. At least that attack did a decent amount.
Yeah, that's pretty good. We'll take that.
That is pretty good.
And then, because I recognized that took as much as it did, like I'm gonna attack it 3 times with the pike, realizing that it just was not as effective. It didn't like destroy this thing like I kind of expected it to. You can see me kind of, dropping my pack and reaching through it and pulling out my hammer, my actual like forging like hammer.
Yeah. Awesome. After that is Vale.
Sorry, mining hammer.
Shing!
Shing.
1, 2, 3, 4. Now do I benefit from flanking?
No.
No, it doesn't cut through enough. Cool.
Especially as this is a swarm, getting those corners is even less effective.
Slash.
That's a miss. Are you going to follow that up?
No, I'm too depressed. Yeah.
That's a hit.
Haha!
Unfortunately, it is with a non-magical parrying dagger, so it does very little. Just a scratch, just a against some of the bone. But that's better.
Yeah, the parrying dagger, I believe. I haven't put it in there, but it is piercing. I'm
Yes.
afraid. Let me put it in.
After that
Take it out
is
first.
Gilwyn. Right now, it seems mostly preoccupied with Haven.
Right.
I mean, I'd eat Haven too. He's like the biggest num-num target, right?
I mean, I do have a lot of meat on me. A whole lot of meat on me.
If I step to here, I'm still within its. I
Yeah.
don't leave it.
This also looks like, from the way it's attacking, it can't do attacks of opportunity to you around it.
Okay.
It is
I'll
only
move-
attacking Haven, who is inside it.
I'll move here then. And cast Thunderwave. At second level, I guess.
Awesome. So, what is that? It needs to make a Constitution save. Where are you placing this?
Thunderwave is on me.
Yeah.
It's for himself.
So it hits me, I believe.
It's 15,
fair
isn't it?
Oh, yeah. So
I'm within 15.
no, it's not a 15-foot radius. It's a
Cube.
15-foot cube.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but he can aim. He can put the cube anywhere he wants, but it starts on him. So he can make it not hit you.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was basically checking whether you hit Haven or the octopuses, but because there's another one where you can aim it more, and this you can aim it a little bit more than the other ones. It makes a Constitution save. It fails
As long as I'm within the cube anywhere.
within the cube. Do roll your damage.
Yeah. Roll 3d8.
Why not, right? So you, I imagine you stamp your foot on the ground as you cast Thunderwave.
Yes, and strike a chord.
Yeah, this chord of music blasts out, sending it like rocketing back as it sort of as it sort of chunks of it fall off. Whole upper torsos of orcs, like the front of a shark, just send spiraling, and then they start to reanimate all together. Some parts still grabbing onto the legs of Haven, some starting to surround Vale. After that is Squads.
My
Go
bad.
Swaddies.
Squads. So this is real interesting. This is a real interesting situation that it's got going on. Alright.
Sorry, Vale.
So,
I should have done the shadow.
it's made of bone. One of the squids hits with their attack. And it does 2d6. And actually, you notice, watching this melody, that as the squid's tentacles sort of wrap around some parts, like a couple of skulls, they just crunch at the bone. It's surprisingly brittle in some places. Just snapping them apart. This is not a laughing time, Gilwyn!
Yes, it is.
Sorry.
He's outside of the area of danger. It's
He's
perfectly
laughing
fine for
because
him.
he's just made a bail.
Gilwyn's noted. Dean has noticed that Gilwyn should be hiding more often. Today, in fact. After that is the creature. That will
You'll all be fine.
attack both Haven and Vale. Vale, what's your AC?
20.
Great. Haven, you actually sort of like with the end of your hammer, and you're sort of like bashing away at the skeletal arms and bones as they're starting to grab at you. Making it have a much harder time. It can't really get a proper purchase on you. Now Vale, on the other hand, you are sword and parrying dagger, trying to sort of block at these things as they grab at you as orc skulls bite you. It's very hard, near impossible. And it's going to hit you. One more.
So it doesn't do any damage to me at all whatsoever.
None.
A whole big fat 0.
Why are you so surprised?
He's not, he's rubbing it in.
No. I was looking at my ticker, going, "Mod ticker been tuck."
It is a 23 damage, Vale.
Yeah, I'm gonna uncanny dodge that.
Sure.
23 it was.
So that would go down to 11.
And it goes to 11.
Down it goes to 11. Melody. Melody. That's what I like to see.
So Melody's got a spear out. Uses shillelagh. Now, this is a bit cheeky, and you will probably not allow it. But Melody's spear is not exactly the highest construction spear. Its spears are normally piercing. Can I just use my spear as effectively a quarterstaff to do bludgeoning?
It's also magical.
Yeah, but I'm just because I've seen that the squids are.
No, you can't use the spear as a bludgeoning weapon because your spear will actually snap. It's not designed for that. But it is magical.
Yeah.
So it's not doing half damage.
Yeah. Well, no, I know that. I was just trying to be a bit cheeky. Does Haven count as giving me advantage?
He's kind of
threatened.
in it.
I threatened.
If not, I can go around the side.
Oh no, he's not grappled by it. So yes. When swarms grapple you, you are no longer giving advantage. But for this, I'll allow it.
Glad I had advantage.
Yeah, that's a hit.
I'm assuming that hits.
Yeah. No, it has an AC of 24. No. Yeah, and this is one of the things with your spear infused with Fey magic. You can just actually go and crunch out parts of it and throw them aside where they stop animating, or just turn things to dust. Up to you.
Either way.
And after that is Haven, who is managed to fight away death.
I shall not die. Oh, no, I took damage. I haven't taken damage, so my spell is still up. Cool.
You haven't taken damage since your last turn, no.
Okay, I'm going to attack the man. Ready? Here we go.
This is why we don't let him do accents anymore.
Hit.
And
Ready?
hit. Oh! Good
Hit.
man.
First one's damage is that plus this. Second bludgeoning. Second one's damage. That plus
Hey.
So that's good news.
Yeah, that's really good.
Oh wait, that double fours should have been a d6. So that's 6 and 2 is correct. I don't know why that other one happened. Sorry.
Weird.
That's so instead of that 4 and 4, it's supposed to be a 3. And then I only get a third attack if I'm using a pole arm, which I'm not. I'm holding it in one hand but smashing with a hammer with the other. So
Yeah.
I don't get a third attack this round.
Cool. Off that is...
Do I use a bonus action for anything? Sorry.
Up to you.
I don't think I can. Okay. Turns over.
Vale.
Well, let's have a slash with the Comet Blade. Dangerous.
Could cut your PP off.
Wow.
Well,
Wow.
looks like PP
A
go
blade
chop chop.
dashes out of the skeletons and stabs Haven.
No, you become the first solar elf to be circumcised, and you're welcome.
The blade. It's one of the things where while you're being attacked and being grabbed, they're actually trying to grab for the blade with some degree of intelligence. They're trying to disarm you, and you're fighting and fighting with your dagger to try and peel them off. They manage to make you drop it, and then it drops under the bones where it is grabbed and pushed under even more and more and more.
Goodbye to your 1,000 gold investment.
It's still in there. It didn't drop into the ocean, which was my other idea. I thought that would make him sadder, so I didn't do it.
I could just get one of the squids to get it back.
That was what my other thought process was like. I'll just command the squids.
Let's see.
It's not attacking the squids yet.
Where can I go? 1, 2, 3.
Alright, it makes an attack against
No,
you.
it doesn't, because I attacked it. I don't even have to hit. That's the
Oh yeah, well I forget
That's
about
a
that because you yeah,
footwork.
fancy footwork.
And then I
Good
will
stuff.
take my bonus action to jab it.
Jabba the Hutt.
So I guess I'll draw my my other short sword.
Sure. Short sword.
Miss. You suck.
That's a hit. But you still suck. Don't forget it. Awesome. After that is
I'm
Gilwyn.
curious. Sneak attack damage, is that also halved?
Yeah.
Because like
It's still mundane. It's mundane of whatever damage type you're doing, I think.
I presume.
So I halve it.
Yeah.
okay.
It's
As
certainly not
opposed to
magic,
like
is it? So
Yeah.
like Hunter's Mark is like, but because that's an unnamed type, it's just a continuation of the type that
Yes.
was
I
on
don't know. I will.
Thank
I
you.
will check.
That's
but-
that's how
but
I've
that
been
would
running
make
it
sense,
for
yeah.
Evs.
No, it makes sense.
Gilwyn.
I'm going to. Oh, hang on. One ruler again.
Always on ruler.
Yeah. Do a attack with the arming blade.
Mm.
Just because it seems better than piercing. Like in role playing terms.
Yeah, so it just says damage for sneak
Have
attack. It
advantage.
doesn't explicitly state. So
Yeah.
it would only make sense for it to deal weapon damage.
That's
the
what
same
I've been doing.
attack, because
That is a miss, Gilwyn.
he'd have advantage, though, wouldn't he? Because the squids.
Because
are
of
prepped.
squids, he does have advantage, so you are free to re-roll that and try again.
yeah, Eric, yeah.
He did. And that's a hit.
Yahoo!
It's pretty good damage too. Fortunately, it's slashing.
Yup.
Awesome. After that is the squids.
I'm gonna inspire Haven as well
Thank you so much.
by patting him on the back as I run by.
Again, one of the squids hits.
Attack of opportunity, I stab you.
Crunch, crunch, crunch.
Cheers, Minnie.
Sorry, that was tentacle.
The squid's tentacles sort of again reach up, crunching just parts of it into bone dust. Sort of while you guys are fighting at one side, it's destroying it on the other, leaving a relatively small middle. Then there's the creature. It will make an attack at Haven, which is a
This time
hit.
it's a skeleton wielding the comet blade.
The comet blade is below it. You can't see it.
I know.
It's sort
Haven
of-
has never even tried to get out of it yet. He's
yeah,
just stayed
yeah.
inside
And
of
this time, instead of sort of like just grabbing and swiping, it holds you. The arms hold you. They hold your arms. They hold your legs. They pull you into the center of it.
Now's the strike.
And then it starts pulling itself into the water. It doesn't actually start pulling it. It starts dragging itself into the water quite slowly.
That 3 attacks of opportunity.
Yeah.
2, because it's still. Oh, because I forgot the rolls.
All
Yeah,
three of you.
Sorry. Yeah.
Does-
I forgot about angles for a second.
Yeah.
From angle wise, does that count as an advantage or not for flanking or not?
When it was there, yes.
So, but I'm asking because it's so I would
Yeah,
still get
like
advantage.
you just have to be able to draw a line through the middle
Yeah,
of it.
yeah, sure.
So,
I'm just making
yes.
sure that it still applies, considering it's attack of opportunity and it's effectively retreating. But yeah,
Yeah, attack of opportunity makes it a little weird, but you basically were attacking it while it was moving, not after it moved.
Yeah.
It's just, whoa. That's a thing.
Whoa! Hey!
That's weird.
English,
So-
please.
Yeah.
I think that's my fault.
I
hitting
can't
them.
see that I would have, so I'm not really.
Is an 18 a hit?
Yes.
Is a 17 a hit? I'll
I
need to-
cannot
17 is a
roll
hit.
damage.
Unfortunately, half of
17
all
hit
the
last
damage you deal is dealt to Mr. Haven over here. So,
It perfectly parts the sea of bones just to make sure that it hits me instead. Like you're completely
fact,
covered
yeah.
by the bones,
So-
unless they attack.
actually, it is Melody's 6 damage that deals to Haven. There's a 50% chance on every hit.
I'm glad I rolled low damage now.
Did I take damage when it grappled me and pulled me in?
No,
Did I
it just
take, like,
pulled you
crushing
in.
damage?
Nah.
Really?
Its grapple is different from its crush.
I mean, I'm not gonna complain. I just thought it'd be an automatic hit too.
Nah. But now it has easier time hitting you because you're grappled by it. And if you weren't under a squid right now, I'd put a little symbol on you to show that, but you're under a squid.
This is getting a bit messy.
That's why I don't like Druid. After that is Melody.
Okay. So Melody is first is just going to shout a command to the squids. Don't let it get away, sort of thing, just so they are going to hold it there. Then run up, and while running up, she is going to do a best impression of Gil with that. Apparently, that spell is not set up correctly. It is Healing Word, and I was going to do it at 2nd level, but apparently
we know what Healing Word is,
Yeah.
but somehow you managed to call the
have
void
messed it up
instead.
somehow.
So
I don't know
you
what
know, as
happened
you
there.
do.
Go ahead.
It's the first time I ever used it, so
It's Healing Word, but it's Voidcraft Healing Word.
Yeah, for sure.
Do your best impression of Gil. Go ahead.
it wouldn't be a problem. So it would be more like, Haven, be safe.
So
sort
he's
of
getting
thing.
dragged into the water.
Yeah. So 10 hit points back for Haven, and then I'm going to completely undo that by trying to stab.
10
the
points of
thing.
healing to Haven, for sure.
Make sure to breathe heavily.
Haven, take a deep breath.
And then,
After his head's underwater.
Yeah.
and then I'm just stabbing the thing with my spear.
For sure.
Oh shit! You're only supposed to do that out of water.
That is a miss.
Really? Okay, fair enough.
Yeah. Don't really me.
No, it's a big skeletal thing. I'm surprised it has that high AC, but fair enough.
After that is Haven. You can use your action to try and escape.
It has hardened bones.
Hard bones.
Drinks a lot of milk.
That's true, actually,
Plenty of
isn't it?
calcium.
Bones, after a long period of time of not being, they harden up. But these ones have been underwater, so we'll ignore that.
Yeah, it doesn't even
Magic
make
bones.
that doesn't even
Magic
make sense. It's magic. Oh, this thing does D&D doesn't make sense. It's magic. Oh, that's not real. It's magic.
Is that your cop-out answer? Is that what you're saying?
It's like
Yeah.
the Speed Force answer. I usually think about it more than that half the time.
I was trying to think about it more, but actually, it's just
It's
magic.
interesting to think about. Haven, what are you doing? You can use your action to try and escape.
How do I
you
do
can
that?
Attack.
What would you like me to
that
roll?
is a athletics roll.
Oh,
Go,
nice.
go, Haven man.
And
If
while
you
it's
can't
not
do
under
it,
the
you'll
water,
drown.
you'd be swimming to get out, which for regular people is just difficult terrain on the surface of water, I believe. You failed by 1.
Hold on.
You do
Calm
have
yourself.
inspiration.
Calm yourself, you nerd. Thank you.
Scott's turned on the funny in this last hour.
While he's in the pit of darkness over
shit.
there. Yeah. With that, you hear Melody and you hear Gilwyn and you pull yourself out of the swarm.
Burst forward, and I'm using for my own inspiration. It's like, go. It's like my pump-up music, you know?
He bursts out just as the tide's coming back and falls chest first onto this sharp rock.
You still have your movement.
Comes out of the skeleton like Ariel does in Little Mermaid.
That's what I was imagining.
I'm not going to leave it. Because if it's with me, it's going to stay with me. So I'll stay here.
Clever girl.
Oh, I can.
It's annoying you already used your action. Otherwise, like dodge would be brilliant right now. But you,
No, I can't because I already used my action. Okay,
I know,
never mind.
yeah.
Got it.
It would
I was
be
thinking-
really good if you were like a monk. But you are.
It was a
But you
bonus
know-
action thing, but it's not going to help. So, never mind.
Cool.
Go ahead.
Vale.
Right then.
You see Haven get dragged under, and then rise back up again.
He doesn't want to give up that little player, does he?
He's got heart. He has.
This rock, like, is it high up? Is it higher? Can I stand here pleasantly?
Yeah, you could stand there pleasantly and swing down at it. It's got like enough sort of height to it that even as it's sort of traveling, sort of half under, half above the water, like an iceberg, you can still swing at it.
I'm gonna do some swap-saroos with my weapons. So because I've got the dual weapon master, it's like I'm just like.
One more time.
Dagging
One more
edge.
time.
Yeah, we want to see that again.
Hand, and I draw the fire-powered pistol.
Haven, I'll get you out of there.
No, it's so loud. You're gonna tell every orc in the nation that we're here.
Do I have advantage because of that
Ugh.
squid? No, it's rain.
Oh, Melody,
Roundabout.
Melody, reaction. Cover it in water. Like,
Splash it.
I'm so
waterbend
glad
it.
you decided to try and do this after Haven got free of the hell grapple. That's one of those things. You fire at it, you have no idea if that did anything or not. But it's just like a flash and a bang, and they're like, shit, this is louder than I remember.
Echoing in the cavern.
Then can I take a little swing with my offhand short sword?
Yeah.
And this one might have advantage with that squid.
Yeah, it would be. The squid is a capable fighter, an ally. Yes, that is a hit. Oh, that's a good damage.
That's not good. You're useless.
Wow, he's saving your life.
I hope that hits hit.
It doesn't anymore. It's not grappling him.
Oh yeah.
After that is
No, I was
Gilwyn.
targeting Haven with that bullet though. What's your AC, Haven?
He's gonna stay down this time.
Oh no, he drowned. There's like this big bloody hole in his chest.
I'm gonna rapier it this time, and with no advantage this time, right?
No.
No. Ooh,
That's a good hit though.
Take out its nipples.
I've got a sad thing to tell you there. No nipples.
2 baby skulls for nipples.
So the squids.
I'm sorry.
They'd be
Again,
baby
one squid hits and one squid misses. It's like the mastery, the majesty of life. And they do very similar damage every time.
Perfectly
Lemon
balanced.
squid
As all things should.
hits.
Yep.
But
And after that is the
other
swarm.
doesn't.
First of all, there's a helicopter. After that is the swarm. It attacks the squids and Haven, but I'm rolling for the squids first because it's now has a chance to attack the squids as the sort of bones go and grab it and start tearing them apart.
Squids die.
Don't hurt my squids.
Hey, listen, Haven could cook that for you too.
Yeah,
I like squid. IRL.
I actually
Yummy.
don't dislike squid as much as I dislike a lot of other seafood.
I eat squid and
did
octopus.
like squid actually.
I have both of them.
I like squid.
I mean,
Especially
squid's just
a big
calamari.
plate of
I like
deep
fish cake.
fried baby squid.
Fish cake's
Alright.
good.
This
Fish cakes
squid
have nothing to do with
is
squid.
crunched into nothing but ink,
It's fish.
and as is
Seafood.
this one.
It has
Squid
something
hurt
to do
fish.
But do they ink as they die?
Yeah, they ink as they die, but not enough to make a cloud of ink that you can use as a escape. No, but they do They do ink as they die, as is the nature. And then Haven is hit by an attack as he's sort
Yay!
of pulling his way out. The claws and the tusks and the like a shark skull like latches onto his leg as he's trying to pull his way out. And he could stand on the thing, and he did for a split second.
It'd be really cool if our bard knew kind words.
Cutting words.
And that is actually 30 damage.
Look at the silence of a man. A man who's like, I'm killing a man today. By proxy.
And Haven is dragged under or into. Melody.
Why would going done to a big, like, amorphous...
I used to have a druid in one of my games who just would not attack things like ghosts because they're like, but it doesn't make sense. Bitch! It's D&D. It's magic.
I don't understand why they wouldn't attack things like ghosts.
Because the trident would go straight through.
Why?
Because
Ectoplasm, motherfucker.
they slimed me. Speaking of slime,
Yeah.
Melody, your turn.
Yeah, no, I'm trying to work out if I have any decent spells, and
You can tell it's the last hour, can't you?
Stabby, stab, stab.
What are you talking about? For me, it's just hour 8.
Oh.
Yeah.
I got more to
Eight
go.
of 8 of 12.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah, I know.
sorry for your. You are gonna be delirious by the end of that if that you've
Oh,
already got the
it's
lethargy.
nearly a 17.
Yeah, that's so close to 17, but it's not.
Yeah, you just
Yeah,
kind
look about 16, 17, and 19, and it landed on the one in the middle.
So, anything else you're going to do? Or are you just going to
No.
stay here, like, sort of attacking at it as it sort of enters the water? Haven, make me a death save. That's a point of life. That's great. Eravale.
Right.
I will say, as it's starting to like pull Haven in, you see just parts of it are starting to like float away with the tide. As each time the tide comes in, parts that are no longer connected to the heart of the swarm just leave. Like it's getting
I
smaller
like
and smaller.
to believe that those bits of skeleton are old bone, and now it knows it's going to get Haven's new fresh bone, and it's going to replace those bits with it. No, I'm going to take another shot with the.
He just like being a cowboy.
Just to alert the other half of the orcs in the frozen lands.
Doesn't like being a cowboy.
To be fair, I already cast Thunderwave, and that's like 300 foot.
Yeah, you're giving Vale all the shit, but there's already been an explosion.
True.
That is a hit.
Bang! It is non-magical.
Yes, exactly. But sneak attack. Still good hit. Good damage. Well, you guys are doing a lot of damage with non-magical stuff, just via proxy of you rolling really well.
God damn, a comet blade.
That is not a hit.
Not a hit, yeah.
Gilwyn. Can you not? There's like two things you should never do into a microphone, and one of them is whistle.
It was sucking, not blowing.
That doesn't change the pain.
Yes, it does. Blowing is sucking is.
But that
So there's no like, there's no air. There's no air.
pain. Gilwyn. A bard who knows of such things.
Pain.
Is Haven still?
Haven, you saw him like launch out, and then sort of as he's getting dragged back down, he stopped reacting, and now you don't see anything. Where he is, there's nothing.
I wonder if is the swarm like above Haven then relative?
Yeah.
Ooh, no line of effect.
Can I cast Shatter like above?
Yeah,
That's
I'll
what-
allow it. It makes
fair
sense.
Do I
enough.
get a saving throw?
No, he's
Con?
he's basically trying to cast it in the air, so it hits like the top of the
Oh, so it skims
iceberg
the
and not
surface.
you. Yeah.
Yep.
Because what's actually happening is it's basically pushing you slowly and slowly underwater, and eventually you're going to be drowning. But
It's
this
gonna
is a
poop
good
you out.
save.
Can you
yeah.
angle it to hit Vale as well?
I mean, he can.
That's 5d8 if it.
Well, it's 5d8 anyway, so go ahead and roll for it.
Oh, blimey.
Connect for.
It fails. It actually has a pretty bad con modifier because it's just bone. That's really good. Like you launch the shatter and like the couple of like orc bodies that are being sort of reanimated on top of this thing that are going to like swipe and pull at Vale now. Like one of them just like explodes into pieces that fly everywhere, and some of that's going to be in Melody's hair for ages. It is like barely. The parts are barely remaining, and you can even see occasionally glimpses of just like the magic keeping it all together, but it's very hard to see.
So if it's retreating with its meal, does it attack me with advantage?
I mean, it would, but it's not its turn
Yeah.
yet. If it wanted to. After that is... Oh, it is its turn. Yeah, it's actually not going to attack you with advantage. It's going to push you underwater and start you drowning. With its with a push action. And
We must be nearing the end of the season. Ready to make a character.
you can't say that.
We're gonna do something different. We're gonna have me introduce characters twice a season now.
Yeah, that's how it goes. And it is going to Yeah, it's not even going to go under the water. It's going to skid above it while sort of holding him under it. It goes like this. You guys get your attacks of opportunity.
We better make this count because I'm not sure we can really fight it once it gets away.
That's a miss.
Look.
Ah! Look is luck.
Fuck.
That's a miss.
It's all down to Melody.
That's a hit.
Yes, come on, do a decent damage roll for
With
once.
Shillelagh as well.
That's not quite enough to kill it. It's like you launch into it, and even like with the Shillelagh spear, it almost tugs the last remaining parts that are very tightly stuck together. As you can now see that the swarm is so small, scattered. It's not smaller. It's just scattered and broken. You can see like a couple of arms holding Haven's lifeless body underwater, but holding on to him, not dropping him. And it starts just with great speed, with the moving of the tide, just offwards. Melody.
I mean, I'm gonna anything. Do I have anything that can?
So if you have it prepared.
Just for the record, I get 3 rounds.
I've got. Let's see what.
Not if you start unconscious.
Too far.
Yeah, I have 3 rounds if I start unconscious.
Is it longer if you start with air?
If you can take a breath before you go under, it's a minute per modifier. If you can't, it's a round per modifier.
That makes sense.
Right. Well,
I'm happy with that.
I assume that because it's oversea, flaming sphere is just going to disintegrate when I summon it.
I mean, you can summon it not in the water.
But I mean, it's magic. Does water actually put out magical fire?
Not really.
Well, so,
I mean,
so
maybe
could I,
reduce
like,
it.
Could I summon it like on that bit of ship? That would be close
You can just
enough.
summon. Does it have to be summoned on the ground?
It has to be. I think it's something. It can't. I don't think it can float.
It can float, it says.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
but
not. It's
it's
not
not-
rolling around the ground. It's not
Yeah,
a
I know.
rolling. It's not a flaming hedgehog.
Yeah, but it's like things like you can direct it up to over.
It doesn't have a fly speed, but it makes sense. You can. To me, it makes sense. You can cast it floating over water because it is
in
a
that case,
floating
that's what I'm
orb.
doing.
Cool. I will give that.
It's just
to
one
you
of those
guys.
things whether
It's one
I
of those
know
things that
I
isn't
know
explicitly
it's
said, but it
yeah.
also
No,
doesn't
it
really
doesn't
need to be explicitly said because it is a floating orb.
Yeah, I know, but it's sometimes you feel that like, I sometimes feel that like something that's might float over land, like water is different because it's a liquid, not a solid.
I mean, what the
that
problem
one
would
I
be
see
is the
fine.
tide and the air mists, but again, this thing doesn't have HP, so it doesn't
Hey,
matter.
listen, I got you, Ian. You ready? I summon it to float over the bones and then drop it down.
Yeah, exactly. That's what you'd be doing anyway, because it's almost a
That
solid
works.
surface.
Okay, in that case, yeah, it's got to make a dex saving throw.
It fails with a fucking +4.
Really? It's got +4 on dex? Holy moly.
You haven't noticed it's got a very fast speed when it needs it.
Yeah.
Skeletons always have high dexes.
Yeah, they did nothing weighing them down. I wasn't joking. And it's as Melody summons this ball of fire that launches into it. The final connection is just with a sort of burst of fire, just scatter it out. The problem still remains that Haven is there.
I'm gonna
the
dive
water.
in. I'm gonna go save my bud.
Okay, give me just an athletics roll for this, or acrobatics. I just realized I didn't zoom the camera this way as it went this way. It was over here. Great.
Plus 11.
With that you swim over. For pulling him back, that is definitely an athletics. Swimming over is just like whoosh, whoosh, whoosh.
As
And
soon
you get there in a burst. What is it called? Dash action.
For sure.
It's nice having a rogue.
Right. Athletics. Here we go. Don't let me RNG this.
Okay, with that, you grab him, you start pulling him back. You grab him and start pulling him back. Back to the land. So, one moment.
Oh, that's right, because they have to move straight. That goes 10.
Well, I was also
It's
doing
50,
that more
but-
in roleplay than in reality, because when you
Yeah.
encounter in like traveling waves and climbing rocks and things.
Either way, it's 2 rounds. You know what I mean?
Either way, it's
So,
2 rounds.
Yeah.
How are you going to heal him? People doing medicine checks, or
I'm immediately.
Just cure
I still
wounds.
have spell slots. I'm immediately, as soon as Vale pulls them out, cure wounds.
great?
I'm gonna be 1 more before I even get to the shore, but that's fine because I have 3 of them stabilized, so that's good.
So you were stable. You actually weren't doing that badly. You have enough instincts, almost like maybe you've been drowned before, that you can.
I found him curled up in fetal position, not breathing.
I'd like to believe my wounds were closed by the salt water. Salt water is great for closing wounds.
And you used the cure wounds to bring him back to reality.
Thank fucking God, Melody.
Yeah. Well done.
I would have thrown a dagger at it.
Oh, it worked.
At the remains. Gil.
Question:
No. I was joking.
Can I see the comic blade anywhere?
Give me a perception check.
I just binned the comic blade for you, Haven.
That's a lot of money you owe me.
Oh,
Nah,
You can see it where Haven fell, falling through the water. You see the where the light catches the sides. You see it slowly drifting down, it moving in the currents and the waves.
Oh, for fuck. It clips off some of his bits.
Give me an acrobatics. Because when you're not carrying anything, you can swift swim. That makes sense by me. And he comes back out with it in his teeth.
It's like a seal.
That's a little weird. I've got a long sword in my teeth. Arr.
It's a short sword.
It's a short
You don't
sword,
want to know what I
don't
practice
ridiculous.
with my
it's a
jaw.
short sword.
Arr.
So now you know it's not weird.
Yeah, it would be weird if it was a
Weird
long sword.
if it's a long sword.
Because if it's a long sword, I just imagine
Brush
Jon
stroking.
Snow doing it. Yes. So you try. He's like, "Shut for fuck's sake!" Swims, splashes out like a couple of moments later, while Haven's still like, "Oh, what was?" He's like, Psh. "Oh, sheaths it."
So the plan worked.
What plan?
Make sure it got me, then you could get it, and I'll be like happy with myself and push it up.
Toon is so happy to see you. Toon is such a happy boy.
Licking
He
your
thought
face.
you were dead, and all those bones. Oh,
June's
Yeah,
having a
like
field
some
day.
of Washington.
he's like, one in each mouth.
So I have to ask Ollie because obviously my weapons were dropped further into the water as I was unconscious.
Oh, the ones you were holding? Yeah.
Yeah,
I'll say
so
actually
the-
with the 20, like you're like patting your sides and then clank clank
Well,
your
I was-
hammer
I was
and your
supposed to-
pole arm.
The corpses here of like the dead elves because they don't need them. Do they still have their weapons nearby?
Yes.
Hi, Aurora.
While you're being sieged. Yeah, they have but he recovered your weapons with that 20. But if you still want to loot, they have well, why don't we worry about that next time as you loot the dead and decide what to do with the bodies.
Dale's daddy duties have cut this session short.
Yes, exactly. So why don't we start
Direct
our...
hate and bits.
Why don't we start a reverse circle of shame? Because I have a feeling Scott might want to cut the call faster. Oh no, but never mind. I will, regular circle of shame returning. Why don't we turn the camera to Vale, Neil, my good friend.
I
Who
am Neil. I play Erevail Valinair, who is an amazing rogue, and he is without parallel.
And if you want to have sort of discussions about whether or not Vale is a bad person, they happen on the Discord,
Oh yeah,
which
there's
is
been
linked
some
below.
fantastic Yarb discussions recently, so
Okay.
keep those up because those are great. Don't know whether you can tell because I've got a lisp today. My tongue's all swollen, so my Vale voice has been dead. Sorry.
Mm.
I'll be back next week, hopefully. You can find me on Twitter if you want to ask anything. I think I replied to Dorin earlier with a query about this D&D.
Yeah.
Please keep feeding
He's pretty
Ollie
good about that.
your continued support, bits, and happiness, because otherwise he can't feed himself.
And I'm very hungry.
He really is. You know, I once caught him eating out of a trash can.
Were you there that time I ate a pizza bagel that fell on the ground? Or pizza baguette that fell on the ground?
Maybe.
I think you might have been. It's probably the most hobo moment of my life.
Speaking of hobo,
But I didn't eat the whole thing, I only ate half the thing. Someone else ate the other half.
I'm sure that's better. Anyway, you ruined my talking of hobos onto Ian. But...
Well, next in the circle is Gilwyn, so
Yep.
you
Well, I
know,
wanted to, mess things up.
you can't
I'm a
do.
ro- I'm a
That's
rogue.
my thing. That's my
rogue.
joke.
Hi.
Speaking of jokes,
Rules.
Dean Cuddy.
Ouch.
No Judge Mathis this week because I've got uni work, so we delayed it for a week. But next week we're doing Kingdom Come Deliverance, which is quite interesting. It should be a good episode. And then, as I just said, I'm finishing uni this week, so hopefully I'll be able to start streaming more and getting some videos out. I just did like a poll to see if anyone wanted to watch like adaptations of my university essays as videos, and people want to see that. So you'll see
Yeah.
that scene of me like analyzing films and the cinematography of the films.
That sounds actually pretty good.
That
Yeah,
does sound pretty awesome.
sounds cool.
We'll watch anything that you do, Dean, because we're really there mostly for the voice.
We're Deanophiles. That's the problem.
We just want to hear.
I'll be
it.
honest, the less clothing, the more interest.
Yeah, we don't even need you on camera. We can just hear it in your voice. You get higher pitched when you're nude.
It's almost like this.
It's higher.
Speaking of nude, who I want to be nude. No! You can't do that on twitch.tv! Melody, Ian, who, how, why?
I am Ian
I use it.
Arvine. I play Melody and various other Oliverse characters.
Is the term.
Other than that, I tweet dumb stuff about dumb anime things, and similar to Neil, ask me questions about Yarv. We had a field day the other week when there was a massive discussion.
Yeah, there was a
in
whole bunch of
Yarv.
questions asked, which was really cool.
That was good fun.
It made
We're
us
reliving
want
some of
to-
Arvine's favourite memories of being killed by doors and accidentally
Yeah.
dropping a party member down a hollow tower. Stuff like that.
As Jarviskjir becomes more and more its own setting and less of a generic D&D setting, those type of discussions are real good to just sort of like get more about the tone if you're interested in the setting. And there'll
And
be more
yeah,
stuff in
for
the future.
instance, like mine, Neil's smiling at each other over that beholder. If you're curious about that, asking Yarv spoilers. That's
Yeah,
a
for
story.
Yep, always discussion down at Jarviskjir Spoilers in our Discord. Discord link is down below. If you haven't got it, it's the one I share with the daddy himself, Elric.
Hello, Governor.
Someone was weirded out that I referred to you as daddy the other day, but it's just
Who was
second
it?
nature to me. Winterbear, one of the people I stream with.
I mean, to be fair though, when you're a naughty boy.
Now it's weird. It wasn't.
All right, so there's only two things we need to talk about that are super important. One of them is tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're starting our second prequel session for a new campaign over on Twitch.tv/Lost Initiative. It is a Dark Sun campaign, so if you like settings that are better than Yaris, however you pronounce it, Dark Sun's way better because it's been around since the 70s. So
It has that
so,
sweet 80s hair going on.
Absolutely, it's got that tried and true angry old people that don't like rules changing kind of happening over there. And number two, what's on Vale's mom's corpse? I want to know if there's some sweet breastplate that I can put on
You're
or
not
something.
doing
Okay,
that
You're not
Why
taking
not?
his mum's breastplate.
why not?
because you've got 7 health and I'll kill you.
Listen, I'll give your mom my pike and she can give me her breastplate. Okay, like that's an exchange. Listen, I won't rattle her bones. All right, how's that sound?
Yeah, I like that one.
This kid.
Cool. And I am Ollie. If you are interested in that Dark Sun, I'm actually in it tomorrow, which is super excited because I haven't been on Lost Initiative before, and that makes me happy. And also, me and Scott have been trying to do a Dark Sun game for about a year, ever since we met around about a year ago. So it's super excited to see that finally come true in the best way that it can. And you can check out more stuff here. If you miss stuff, it's going to be on YouTube. It's also here on Twitch in VODs. You can also support in all the ways. And if you do some Patreon subscriptions, you can create characters, NPCs, give some items. If you want to give me suggestions and
create
stuff.
a character for me to hate, and then
We haven't had any characters this season. We have multiple people who are at the tier. They just haven't had ideas. So that's a bit sad.
I want someone who's cool, but that I can fight with.
You want like a frenemy nemesis,
I want
a Haven
Fox.
love interest.
like
a
Wolf,
Haven
that's
love
it.
interest.
I want a Haven love interest. Find someone for Haven to fall in love with.
That is your challenge for only
That is your
$40 a
challenge.
month.
Because you don't know Haven's type, and I knew Haven's type before he was ever even put on paper. So I want to know. Challenge to you, $40 tier and up peoples. Find Haven someone he could love.
He likes deep gnomes.
I was about to say,
mean-
make it row just for.
So that's more or less it. Stuff here, stuff Twitter. Have fun. That's it. We'll be back next week with looting of family. And
Yes!
places.
Haven might die at the start of next session.
I mean,
To
we'll
be
see,
fair-
right?
To be fair though, if we were both starting off with full health, I'd probably kill you.
But
in
you're
mind
not,
that-
are you?
And I'm a
Bear in
rogue.
mind,
We'll see you next week. They'll be talking
I'd
about
win
this for
initiative,
hours.
I'd hit you 5 times.
if
Ah.
you
You'll
two
die.
fight, then